Hello, whiskey lovers, and welcome to another one of Mark's Whiskey Ramblings on this beautiful day. And a beautiful rambling it is indeed, because today we will be trying one of the most elusive bottles ever created, one of the most iconic sherried whiskies ever created. We are talking about the Black Bowmore. On the 5th of November 1964, many moons before I was born, and before many of you were born as well, I wager, the good people at Bowmore, they filled some first fill sherry casks with their beautiful spirit, and they put it aside in one of their warehouses, I'm guessing vaults number 1 maybe, and they left them to sleep there for many years. And then in 1993, they released this whiskey as a 29 years old in a bottle, and the whiskey was as black as night. And that's how it got its famous name of Black Bowmore. And when it was released, it had a price tag of 4,500 Belgian francs. Belgian francs, yes indeed. The euro, that was still 7 years away. Now 4,500 Belgian francs would translate into 120 euros, but considering inflation, etc., being 30 years ago, it would be around 500 euros of today's money. And at that point, it was considered to be an expensive whiskey. Imagine that. But if you can find a Bowmore, Black Bowmore, the first release in a good bottle, good fill level, originally sealed with an original box, it'll set you back 25,000 to 35,000 euros. Now, there's more than one release of the Black Bowmore. Many people think it's 3, and they're half right. After the success of the 29 years old from 1993, there was a 30 years old released in 1994. And that was then followed up in 1995 by a Black Bowmore 31 years old. And it says on the box, the final edition. So many people thought, hey, we have our 3 Black Bowmores. Now the whiskey quickly became legendary icons, and collectors and investors started gobbling them up, and the whiskey price soared. And obviously the marketing people in the financial department at Bowmore, they're not stupid. And they were checking in their warehouses, and lo and behold, they had some 1964 casks left. And so in 2007, they released a new Black Bowmore as a 42 years old. Fast forward to 2016, and a 48 years old was finally released, the 5th Black Bowmore at the age of 48. That really was the last one, because the label clearly states the last cask. Now, the one I will be trying today is the final edition, which we now know is the 3rd edition, considered by many to be the best one. Now, in all transparency, I do not own this bottle of whiskey. It was loaned to me by a friend who would like to remain anonymous. So we'll just simply call him JT. And up front, JT, a big shout out for you. Thank you for allowing me to try this legendary whiskey. Ta-da! The Black Bowmore 1964. And as it says on the label, this is distilled 1964, and it's the final edition. So, this 3rd one, almost empty now. As I said, JT loaned me this bottle, and I do not want to, so I'll be very thrifty. I don't want to overdo it. And anyway, I don't need to overdo it, because I brought with me the Professional, a very good, sort of like a blender's glass that will enable me to get the best out of this whiskey. And look at that beautiful color. Bottled at 49% ABV. This is a dark mahogany. It's almost the color of Coca-Cola. It's beautiful. And yes, it clings to the glass. This is going to be quite exceptional, I think. Right, the Bowmore, Black Bowmore, final edition, on the nose. Oh my God. You will forgive me if I take a little longer with this whiskey, because this is intense. This is magically intense. I get those plums, the dark chocolate, also some salted caramel and cold coffee. I get something like a musty cellar, Or let's make that the vaults number 1. Beautiful. The smoke is rather subtle, to be honest. I get some ship's ropes and other maritime notes. I get a pinch of salt in there. The Mon Chéri bonbons, the cherry liqueur filled pralines. Dark chocolate. hazelnuts in there, cocoa, mildly burnt strawberry jam. My God, this is this is so intense. And oh look, the sun's coming out, beautiful. Oh, it keeps on giving. And in fact, I do even get a note of thickened cola, which goes beautifully well with the color. Cough syrup. It keeps on giving and giving and giving and giving. This is absolutely stunning. Right on the palate. Ladies and gentlemen, I've died and gone to heaven. This is 49%. It's so intense, I can hardly believe it is, but it is 49% ABV. Wow. Wow, dark and sweet on dried red fruits here, but also salty and pickled ginger, walnut, really good old sherry, to be honest. It's a bit drying, but it's warm and spicy at the same time. The cherries and the chocolate return in full force. There's some chestnuts in there, spices in there, and like on the nose, this really keeps on giving and giving, and it's actually, it's I'm almost at a loss for words. Words are not enough to describe the intensity of this beautiful, exceptional single malt. Wow. But show must go on the finish. Again, intense is the word. Oh, this finish lasts forever. Just leave me here for a while. I'll be fine. I'll be fine. Oh my God. Amazing, exceptional, really. It goes up and down like a yo-yo between, on the one hand, salty notes, on the other hand, sweet notes. The smokiness and the saltiness, they go hand in hand, and they win in the end, leaving the mouth comparatively dry. But I'm in seventh heaven. This is wow. I've been doing this a while now, and in 2011, which is many moons ago, right, I designated the Glengarry 1971, bottled by Samaroli, the Italian bottler. I named that my #1 whiskey. It was the best whiskey I've ever tried. And I'm now at 8,500 something. It took that long for another malt to come along to claim the crown. This is now, wow. This is, beyond the shadow of a doubt, the best whiskey, the best sherry style whiskey I've tried in my lifetime. So again, a big shout out to JT. Thank you so much, my friend. I am honored that I was able to try this legendary single malt. And that, my friends, is all for this Whiskey Rambling, and I hope to see you at one of Mark's Whiskey Ramblings real soon. And until then, may the malt be with you. Bye-bye.